everyone, and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Hetz, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Hastings Racecourse Saturday, June 15th program. We've got 7 races on tap, and of course, nice allowance feature race for 3-year-olds going a mile and a 16th. The ones that opted out of the stake race against some pretty tough horses like Major Dundee and Ruby's Victory. They'll get their chance to run in this mile and 16th event later today.
As well as a very competitive field. The 25 for older boys is a very strong race. Before we get into those, we're going to have a look back at a couple of the other stakes from last Sunday. The first one we're going to look at is the Sir Winston Churchill for 3-year-olds and up, going a mile and a 16th. You can see here, Senior Rojo breaks on top. And then Herbie D in the 1 hole here comes out to take the lead. Herbie D was a heavy favorite this day. Shrug goes with him, and this is kind of the way the race goes for most of it. You see just these two up there setting the pace. Senior Rojo laying in behind him. And then Crew Leader and Wilo Cat.
But Herbie D had a pretty comfortable opening quarter, 23-3, and Shrug put mild pressure on. But still, these two hooked up 3 weeks ago, and talking to Rob Gilker, trainer of Herbie D, he might have been a bounce candidate after.
Yeah.
Even though he won pretty easy, it still was a big race.
It was a big effort that day, yeah.
Off a layoff, and still took its toll on him. And now you got to go a new distance of a mile and 16th. And they sped it up to 46-3 here, and Shrug's not giving him any breathers. He's looking to, he's only got a neck lead throughout most of the first half mile. Shrug's been running all winter. He actually saw Shrug there jump the dirt tracks and seeing his tail come out and kind of prop a little. And these two kind of hook up from the quarter pole. And
you can see Shrug getting the better of him now and kind of putting Herbie D away.
There's Wilo Cat
running on.
In the second flight of horses.
The horse that disappointed me here was Senior Rojo. I thought he was sitting on a big one, and I don't know if he was maybe too close to the pace for him, but he just didn't fire today. You see Shrug now definitely kind of putting away Herbie D. And Wilo Cat runs a big race here. I thought here actually he might get there. He was coming to him, but couldn't quite get past him.
He was game too. I mean, he ran a great race. All 3 of these colts ran great. But Shrug did get the money for the Swift Thoroughbreds. Congratulations to
his second
Horatio and his wife Jackie, and Mark and his wife Nadia, who form Swift Thoroughbreds, as well as trainer Dino Condolinos and Frank Fuentes. Big win for Shrug.
His second stake win in the older boy circuit here this year. There's been 3. He's won 2 of them.
Yeah, and for the first time going along, and that was the big key. And that'll be at least that opens some doors for Dino and the Swift Thoroughbreds. So what to do with Shrug? Ideally, I think they might end up Longinger's Mile Bound. I mean, that'll be might be a target, the same target as Herbie D. But he ran great, and Wilo Cat ran huge in defeat as well. So those 3 colts were very good. Next up will be the Fillies and Mares. They went in the Vancouver Sun. Bigger field here, headed by Evelyn's Dancer and Overvalued. There they go.
And they break right on top. You can see
Evelyn's Dancer is going to get the lead here.
Yeah, a little different today. You see Evelyn's Dancer goes to the lead. Overvalued sucks back and then comes up on the outside, kind of put pressure over, along with PS Touchdown.
Who was trying to get inside, but Overvalued wouldn't let him get inside, so then he wouldn't let him go here. So here's a 3-ply speed duel up front. And, they didn't go super fast this quarter, almost 24 seconds. It was 23-4. They were kind of trying to get position. They're trying to sort themselves out through the opening quarter, but none of them could. And so it cost them all in this next quarter, which goes in like 22 and change. I think it went 46-1 or something. But they're 3 across. Big gap of 7 or 8 back to Turlani. Another 6 or 7 back to Orchid Silver. Dance the Wind, who's sitting out in the 2 path. These horses were getting the best of it, sitting way back off the pace.
These 3 who are on the lead up there, you can see they sped it up considerably there. These are the 3 that end up, not beating anybody. These 3 fade back.
It's too. You got to be too good to do that.
Yeah.
And Evelyn's Dancer had a nice little linked lead here, but still, those fractions are going to take its toll on these horses. And the 3 of them are still ding-donging through 111 and 4. You see they're starting to shorten now. Turlani's coming to grab them. Here comes Dance the Wind out 4 deep, passing Orchid Silver. And it's really now Turlani and Dance the Wind who are now out 4 and 5 wide, but are just going to go by these horses quickly. It's their little match race now.
Yeah, great stretch duel for these 2, and Dance the Wind does get the better of them, capping off a good day for trainer Carl Austin, who also won the maiden special weight with a promising young horse.
Yeah, Fernando Perez won all the win 4.
You won the late win 4 on the card. And good to see Dancer win. She's a quality filly. She had to run against Evelyn's Dancer old 3-year-old year, got up for second in the Oaks last year, and finally got the better of her today. And it's nice to see those connections.
Clive and Linda Lytle, congratulations. Carl Austin, too, and Fernando Perez. Hats off. Great performance from a very nice filly dance the wind. Even if the most talented filly ever comes in here, all you have to do is hiccup a little bit, and she's going to beat them.
Yeah.
But she showed she's a quality filly.
And she's on a roll right now, her third straight win.
3 in a row this year for Clive and Linda Lytle's dance the wind. All right, let's get into the Saturday program. 7 races. We're going to kick things off, and onwards a 3 lifetime for Colts and Geldings going a mile on the 16th. I ended up on the 3-horse Rockin' Cherokee. Big class drop here for the son of Rock Hard 10. Obviously no luck last time, as lost the rider. There was a couple horses clipped heels, full power had clipped heels that day and went down, and it caused a couple of mothers to go over them. But Rockin' Cherokee aggressively spotted here in a conditional race, and this is where he's going to be dangerous. And I like him on the stretch out. Do him on the 16th. Put the 4 White Whalen Jack, the hot Carl Austin barn. Put him in for second. This horse can benefit from a hot pace if there is one, with Mazel Print and maybe Bedroom Bully and Breathe It will go. But Whalen Jack fits at this level. He too is dropping significantly in class and getting into an easier spot. Those are your horses, I think, 3 and 4. They're making the big class drops. And I put the 1 Follow My Orders off of his runner-up effort too, vying for glory last time. So I went 3, 4, and 1.
I have the same horses, same order. Rockin' Cherokee looks very tough. Fired 2 big ones off the bench this year. And then, as you mentioned, he went down in a spill in his last race. But he wasn't himself that day. So I'm not sure which way he's going. But he definitely fits this condition very well to a T. He should be a handful. I like Rockin' Cherokee. As you mentioned, Whalen Jack, the hot Carl Austin. I have him in for second and follows my orders for the reasons you mentioned. I got the same horses, 3, 4, and 1. In the first. On to the second, 3-year-olds and up, Maiden 10. A couple of Dino Condolineos runners in here that are taking quite a drop, and I've gone to the 3 Circle City. This is going a mile and 16th. He's bred for the distance, an AP Indy out of a Mr. Prospector mare. It does not get any better than that. Dino's having a very strong year. This horse ran, only got beat 6 lengths in a maiden 30 to step up for the money, who come back and run a decent race the other day in an allowance race. And run step up, those kind of horses. So he takes a big drop. The second spot, I have Dino's other runner, Tally Stick, who got beat by a well-meant R last call in a maiden 20. Both of them find their level here for maiden 10. And the third spot, I put Balak Or out of the Mel Snow Barn. Just ran second in Bedroom Bully in this maiden 10 category. I got 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I like the Dino runners in here as well. I've gone to Tally Stick. Pretty impressed with the way this horse sat close to the pace and then ran on pretty well at the end of it. That was a pretty quick heat. That was won by Our Last Call. And I thought I think that's going to prove to be a pretty live race. There were some 3 pretty good horses in front of him that day. And aggressively spotted down here for the 10. And certainly bred to run all day, being by Street Cry at a Spinning World mare. And I put a stablemate, the 3 Circle City, in for second, and an AP Indy out of a Mr. Prospector mare. Not surprising, the Darley, these horses that come out of the Darley package have these blue chip breeding. But this horse ran an even race sprinting. I think the stretch out and more distance will help him. As just not a sprinter type of horse, a Circle City, and I agree that the stretch out will move him up. I put the 2, he's big time in for third. Was not interested at all in chasing 21 and 4, 44 and 4. This horse is a long ways back, but we're really closing late. Actually galloped out very well, and I think the mile on the 16th will suit him to a T as well. I'm going to go 4, 3, and 2 in race number 2. On to the third race, the feature event, as we mentioned off the top, allowance event for 3-year-olds going a mile on the 16th. There are 5 Colts and Geldings in here, 1 filly, Miss Derrick in the lineup. I've gotten to the 4-horse Bluegrass Pride, one of 3 Craig McPherson runners in here. He's going to have to field. And Bluegrass Pride, I didn't really care for him last time, but he impressed me with the blinkers going back off. I wasn't sure this horse was brout. He just seems like a horse that was giving ground in his sprints. And okay, I'm not going to get too excited about him routing, but boy, was he exciting. He finished with excellent energy. He was full of run, and Bluegrass Pride's going to be, I think, dangerous again. I put the 5-horse I'm Not Gray, a stablemate, in for second. Good third to Proud Victor and Bridge Jumper last time. And put the 2 Mark in for third. This horse might get some easy fractions in here. We'll see if Gopher Guinness goes with him with blinkers on. that'll be the whole key pace scenario-wise for Mark. But if Mark gets on the head end, slows things down, this horse can be pretty dangerous. He's been run some big races, won a stake race, won the Tempe Handicap at Turf Paradise. The horse can route. I know it was on the grass, but still, this horse has run some good races on dirt as well. But I went to the 4 Bluegrass Pride. I went 4, 5, and 2.
I went to the 3 Go for Guinness. I do like the blinkers on move. I don't see a ton of speed in here. I don't know if Mark has the kind of speed maybe he can show. And if Frank can get him on the lead and dictate the pace, I think he'll be tough. I like his latest work. He worked in 59. It's a nice move for a 3-year-old. And the Rosbergs his first crop is 3 now. And they're making a good accounting for themselves, and I think the distance will do them a favor. I put I'm Not Gray in for second, one of the Craig McPherson runners. A nice third behind Proud Victor and Bridge Jumper and the stake. He opted to not go in the stake, go for the allowance race, so a little bit of class relief could make him very tough. And the third spot, I put Bluegrass Pride, as you mentioned, a nice run going long last time in that maiden special weight. I got 3, 5, and 4. On to the fourth, Fillies and Mares, maiden 5,000. And I have gone to the 7 Kyrie's Gal. Bit of a speedy type filly, almost a runoff type speed. Her last 2 times, 21-1 and 21-4. If Frank can get her to relax at all, those were much higher races. Those were for maiden 20, maiden 30.
So the air comes out of her balloon pretty quick, though. And
yes,
kind of that's my concern.
That's definitely the concern, but this is not an overly tough field. If he can get her relaxed at all and maybe take a second breath, I think she's the horse to beat. In the second spot, I put Ali's Bobcat, the Charlene Miller run. Nice third behind Electric Girl and Blue Minnow for maiden 10. Drops down to maiden 5. I think that makes her very tough. And in the third spot, I went to the 5 Runaway Charm out of the Spot O'Connell barn. Decent runner first time for maiden 15. And only got beat about 5 lengths. Run back for maiden 20. Got beat 7. Takes the logical jump down to maiden 5. The drop might be enough to get involved. I got number 5, Runaway Charm in third. I went 7, 6, and 5.
Yeah, those are the 3 horses. I mean, if you look at the other 5 runners, it's tough to make a case for them. The 5, 6, and 7 are definitely the 3 horses with the best credentials, and those are like your winner should come from there. I've gone to the 6, Ali's Bobcat, to win it, though, and had a wide journey, 4 wide early, 3 wide the rest of the trip. Yeah, loomed and hung. Yeah, I guess he would hang going 4 wide the whole race. That's a tough. It was a tough trip from an outside draw. Drops in class. I think that could be the key to success. Ali's Bobcat for me to run by a very weary Kyrie's Gal in the stretch, and I put the 5 Runaway Charm to beat the balance of the field. I went 6, 7, and 5. On to the 5th race. Maiden 5 grander, Fillies and Mares here. I'm going to go 6.5 furlongs. I've gone to the 2 Cheeky Cheetah. I thought a better than look 4th last time in her 2013 debut. She's the lightly raced 4-year-old daughter of Finality. Didn't put in a huge run, but there's no pace on. They went 47 flat for the opening half, and the race was flattered with Miss Heatheridge coming back to win very nicely last Sunday. So I think Cheeky Cheetah will be the one to defeat the 7, Teapot Hill, who looks to be the logical horse on paper, has speed, and her race to win or lose if she can hold her, stay on a little bit better. And I put the 6th horse, Olympic Sydney, for 3rd. Horse that just ran the once last year, showed a little bit of pace, flattened out. That was only 3.5 furlongs, but I like the work tab. 102, 101, 101, 115, 115, and then 102. Those are good works for a maiden $5,000 mare. Take a look at this horse. It might be all right. Gets in light, too, with Freddie Manrique. So I went 2, 7, and 6.
I got the same horses. I just flip-flopped the top 2. I got Teapot Hill on top. I put Cheeky Cheetah in the 2nd spot, and I have Olympic Sydney in for 3rd, for the reasons you mentioned. But I do like Teapot Hill. I think she's kind of...
Speed.
Yeah, she should be able to dictate the pace. All her races have been improving, which I like. So she seems to be going the right way. I got 7, 2, and 6 in the 5th. On to the 6th. Very nice feature on the day. The claiming 25,000 for older horses. Full field of 10. Very competitive field. A lot of different ways to go. I can see your top pick. I don't even have my top 3. I looked at it a lot of different ways. I ended up on the 6th, dollar waiting on a dime. Thought that was a really good race behind Wilo Cat, who we just watched earlier, came back and won the stake. Or ran second the stake, sorry, behind Shrug. And he just nosed out Crew Leader, who also elected to go in the stake. And he shows up now for 25 for trainer Greg Tracy. I think he's going to be a handful in here. In the 2nd spot, I put Golden Triumph, a horse that really got kind of cooked on the lead in the last race. There was quite a bit of speed in there. He was the speed of the speed. He got pinned down on the rail and was really kind of gunning. 44 and
Yeah.
3 and just couldn't hang on at the end. Aaron Grider takes over for Frank Fuentes, and if he can get him to relax a little bit, there is a bit of pace in here, but if he can get him to relax, even maybe not even be necessarily on the lead, and be in a good spot, I think he could be a handful. I like 6 and 8. I really like a lot. And the third spot, I put a lasting piece in because this horse just likes to win, going for his 5th straight. 1-2 at the $10,000 level, then one for 15, then one for 15 going long. He's been nothing short of impressive this year. He just keeps winning, and every time we barely ever pick him. I think I threw him
I've liked him a few times.
for
He's a
third
cool
spot.
horse. He won 11 races the last 2 years.
Yeah, he is a cool horse. So
Little bank card.
this is another jump up, but I'm not going to leave him out. I put him in the third spot. So I have, where did I go? 6, 8, and 9 in the 6th.
I mean, on paper, the 6-horse dollar waiting on a dime is the horse to beat. But if you go back and watch the replay, you'll watch this horse getting a very good trip, watching a 3-horse speed duel, run by them, and then drift out for some reason down the lane. This horse was like wandering to the winner's circle.
Yeah. Trying to take a shortcut there.
I know. A little leery of the fact this horse getting out so bad, and that was my concern because the crew leader ended up running, Wylock ended up beating him, and crew leader almost nailed him for second because he was wandering off to the middle of the course, and I don't like to see that in races, and I think it's going to try and beat him. I tried the 7-horse Briardick County. His comeback race was better than it looked. He got into quite a bit of trouble at the 3/16 pole. He actually was going well in between horses, got sawed off. That Pop Artist race is, I think, a pretty solid. Pop Artist would be dangerous. He's a nice horse.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you run into Pop Artist, I know they're just 25 claimers, but I think 35 claimers would have trouble beating Pop Artist on this day. So I thought Briardick County ran a good race. I think he's going to get an ideal trip in behind the speed. The price is going to be absolutely great. I think you're going to get 10 or 12 to 1 on him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try Briardick County. I put the 8 Golden Triumph speed, kills here at Hastings, and he's fast. And maybe this level he'll be able to last the whole way. He couldn't at the optional 35 level, but if he can avoid Marchoso and Unquiet again, and he actually got a lasting piece as well. So there's going to be some pace, but he's probably going to be the one that lasts the longest of the pace horses. And I put the 3-horse Ganbei, who could.
Yeah, I like Gamby too.
Just because there should be a lively pace.
Yeah.
I mean, Ganbei, I know, was a little flat. I had a good pace to run it last time, but still, he only ran 4th. But it shows you how tough them races are. When he runs 2nd to Stormy Canuck, then he can only run 4th against Pop Artist, which is why I really like Briardick County. He got in a lot of trouble. Only got beat a length to Ganbei last time, and Briardick County was just his first race of the year, and just going to need a clean trip. So I went 7, 8, and 3. I'm going to call for a bit of an upset in the 6th. On to the 7th and the final event of the day, non-2 $4,000 claimers. Colts and Geldings going 6.5. I ended up on the 5. Where's Henry? Kind of an odd horse here, claimed for $5,000 and stepped up to 17.5. Runs a great second, and now back for 4. It's a little leery of what's going on there, but I guess and Reyes didn't even ride it back, so I don't know. I take the horse, but
yeah, don't leave him out, but maybe not a single.
You can't leave him out, but I mean,
but maybe not a single.
Not as an obvious standout as it looks like on paper. I put the 7-horse Lucky Moly Miner in for second. He continues to run second, continues to hit the board anyway.
Yep.
But I think Where's Henry fails and is getting the staggers in the stretch, that Lucky Moly Miner might be the one that picks him off. And I put the 4-horse Allison's Tiger 2 on the class drop in for third. I went 5, 7, and 4.
I got the same top 2. Obviously, Where's Henry? If he's right, he's the horse to beat. I got Lucky Molly Meyer in the 2nd spot, and those to me are the 2 tough ones in here. After that, you can make case for a few of them. I agree. Allison's Tiger 2 is definitely live in here. I went with the 1 Regal Deputy just because of the connections. Didn't really care for the course last time. I'm going to give him another try. Maybe he can get up there for third. Mostly because of the connections. They always run a live horse, so I got him in for third. I got 5, 7, and 1. As Mike always says, have a look at him in the paddock. You might want to have a look at him in the paddock.
You got to sneak over, and that'll tell you a lot. Tells you a big story. As much as the form tells you a lot, seeing them in the paddock tells you even more. They look healthy, and they look, got good weight on them. Others will be quiet, and long hair on them. And
especially a heavy favorite like Where's Henry is going to be. In kind of a suspect move, have a look at him, and maybe if you don't like the way he looks, he's a horse you can try and beat and get a big price.
Because he's going to be 3 to 5.
Yeah.
And you're going to get that'll inflate the odds on the other horses because he's going to be over bet.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Well,
Next on screen will be our quick recap of our picks. Here comes my selections. Back in race number 1, I went to the 3 Rockin' Cherokee, 3-4-1 for me in the Saturday opener. In race number 2, I went to the 4 Tally Stick, 4-3-2. Third race, number 4, Bluegrass Pride, 4-5-2. Fourth race, number 6, Alley's Bobcat, 6-7-5. Race number 5, number 2, Cheeky Cheetah, going to go 2-7-6. Race number 6, bit of an upset, outsider to the 7, Broward County, 7-8-3. And in the 7th, I went to the 5. Where's Henry? I hope they're not saying that. Where is Henry?
Yeah.
5-7-4.
And next up will be my picks. There we go. It's all about the 3s for me. The early pick 3, I like the 3. The first race, I went to the 3 Rockin' Cherokee over the 4 and the 1. The second race, I went to the 3 Circle City over the 4 and the 5. And in the third race, I went to the 3 Go for Guinness over the 5 and the 4. In the fourth race, I went to the
3 will win in the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. The early pick 4. In the fourth race, I went to the 7 Carrie's Gal over the 6 and the 5. In the fifth, number 7 Teapot Hill over the 2 and the 6. In the sixth, I went to the 6 Dollar Waitin' on a Dime over the 8 and the 9. And the nightcap, I agree with Mike on the 5. Where's Henry?
All right, that'll do it for the Saturday, June the 15th edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you right here at the Derby Bar and Grill. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget, Father's Day tomorrow,
Yep.
Sunday, June 16th. Head out to Hastings, watch 8 races at Hastings starting at 1:50. If you can't make it out there, get down here to the Derby Bar and Grill. We will have a nice buffet special.
Yep.
Chef Andy's got a nice spread going on Sunday, so I'll bring Pops out here, and should be a good day.
Sounds good.
So on behalf of Drew, thanks for tuning in here to Handicappers Corner. We'll see you for the Sunday edition very shortly here for the Derby Bar and Grill.
Him bigger than 5 to 9, but make it up as 10. He wins it by a half. Back to this.